Hey folks, fact, theory or mystery in the Legend of Zelda series? We love it around here. Which is exactly why I've created my very own series, reviewing your theories and mysteries. An opportunity to move away from going over my own thoughts and putting you lovely folks in the spotlight, discussing any and all theories and or mysteries that you submit. Welcome back. Today's episode is a special one. Not only is it episode 10, but this episode will be focused on pure Tears of the Kingdom theories and mysteries, as it's the first RYTM since the recent trailer drop. If you're new to the channel thanks to the recent hype wave, welcome to RYTM. I'll be going over 5 viewer submitted theories and or mysteries and then giving my take on each submission, as well as maybe building on some. I make these videos once a month, and the submission post for next month's episode will go live right after this video does, and can be found in my YouTube community tab right here on the channel. Let's waste no time and get into 5 awesome submissions from you lovely people. Be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here, and also be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel out. And let's get into this one. First up, from user Megan, the deity seen in the beginning of the recent trailer is the infamous 8th heroine, with the 7 tiers around it being the 7 heroines seen in the game together, the 8th being off on its own. This is an amazing submission and a great one to start the episode with, and one of the replies even backs it up further, which I'll get to shortly. So in the first game, there is a side quest involving the 7 heroine statues found in the Gerudo Desert, along with the 8th that is far from the other 7 found in the Gerudo Highlands. Perhaps if these are connected to this shot on the carvings, that quest could be brought to a proper conclusion, even if it's just information on why they're separated. The heroine statues in Breath of the Wild are still one of the many great mysteries this land has to offer. The 7 found in the Gerudo Desert have been heavily linked to the 7 sages, as have these 7 teardrops. Now, there is also an 8th statue, and of course in the carvings, this figure does make up an 8th piece to the main picture. Could they all be connected somehow? It's definitely possible, and a very good question to ask. I've seen many ideas as to who this central figure is, from Hylia, to Zelda, to Link, to the Zonai, all the way to Ganondorf himself. But what if this is actually an 8th sage, perhaps a new sage, the Sage of the Sky, or just someone connected in general? Now that wouldn't fit for it being Link, Zelda or Ganondorf, but the Zonai? Maybe. That's another theory for another day. A comment in response to your submission kinda backs up this idea too. We know that the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, did start out as DLC to Breath of the Wild. That fact could fall in line well with this idea. Perhaps it was originally a plot in the DLC to flesh the heroine statues out some more. Now, no longer a large DLC plot, but rather a plot of an entire game. It is of course impossible to say for sure, but the DLC factor does add a bit of possibility in my eyes. Overall, I do really like this idea that you've brought up. It would also add more motivation and reason to re-explore the Kingdom of Hyrule, giving us more new content to go and discover. The idea itself is also possible and a clever way of looking at things. Let's wait and see if it's the case. Our next submission comes from user 100% Zelda. The Tears of the Kingdom are all the blocks we see falling down to Hyrule. A fairly popular theory and idea amongst fans, as well as one worth discussing again on the channel. I've brought this up here and there within my Tears of the Kingdom videos following the recent trailer, but never went fully into it and my thoughts. This whole idea stems from the title of the game, Tears of the Kingdom, which by the way, if you don't already know, is indeed tears as in crying, not tears as in ripping. Now, what is something that we've seen in the trailers for this game? A lot of tear symbolism, yes, but to be more specific, a lot of islands, rocks and ruins falling down from the sky. Many even hit Hyrule's surface. Could the tears from the title be directly referencing these islands, rocks and ruins, and be meaning they are the tears falling onto the kingdom? Into the kingdom? On the kingdom? Whatever. The tears of the kingdom. In both the second and third trailer, we see a lot of that going on, so the falling down rubble and whatnot will be a big part of this game's story, no doubt. It would also fit the title well. I think that this is honestly 100% correct. The title may also be referring to other tiers that we collect, which I do also believe, but it could easily be referring to more than one type of tiers, both the islands in a symbolic and/or metaphorical sense, but also literal tiers that we collect throughout our adventure. This is definitely something that I feel will become a lot more clear closer to release, and with the release of the game, but I think you're pretty close, if not 100% correct already. That is, in my opinion, 100% part of the meaning of the game. Next submission from user Emilio Martinez. The Master Sword is temporarily repaired with the green hand, and is why we see it how we see it in the new logo. Half intact, half energy. Now this is an intriguing topic. Ever since that logo was revealed, well, after my initial reaction, I've been intrigued by both the dragon designs behind the text, but also, and more so to be honest, the Master Sword in this new design we see. Half intact, half energy based. This is in the literal game logo. Designs are rarely unintentional. Never mind designs on the logo. This means that the blade, at some point in the game, must appear this way. Half intact, half energy based. We saw in the delay announcement teaser footage the blade half intact, half destroyed. Now perhaps what we see on the logo is what the blade will look like not long after this. This idea goes along with all of the green energy associated with the hand. I mean, the hand itself is basically pure energy before latching onto Link. What's to say that that energy doesn't come with once on Link? Once one with Link, what if the energy abilities of the hand are used to repair the Master Sword into this state seen on the logo, either temporarily or throughout the entire game? A sort of lightsaber Master Sword. The colours of the energy match up, and we know that the hand will be wielding the Blade of Evil's Bane. Personally, I am on board with this one, and definitely agree that the half and half energy Master Sword will be created with the help of the hand. As for how exactly, we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, from user Diana, the Zonai didn't disappear. Your submission takes the approach of comparing the famous Zonai tribe to the Mayans, and rightfully so. The mysterious tribe of Faron, the Zonai, do draw inspiration from the Mayans and just ancient civilizations in general. It is said that the tribe disappeared long ago, but what if they didn't? In real life, the Mayans were said to have disappeared, but many people have theories to the full truth behind this. Some even believe that they moved off of Earth as they became too advanced for this planet. Others believe that they were taken by aliens, and others are just as unsure as most of us. Sounds exactly like the Zonai mystery, right? Which, by the looks of things, will be explored deeper in Tears of the Kingdom. I can't wait for that, by the way. Anyway, could the disappearance of the Zonai actually fall in line with real-life theories of there being more to the story? In this case, the Zonai moved to the sky. Instantly, without much more discussion, I just want to say yes. The sky has so far proven to have Zonai connections. The underground as well, actually. And just all round, this sequel proves to have the Zonai present, at least the architecture and symbolism. With the mysterious question of who this is, and also who lives up here, and who made these skylands, the Zonai are left to fill those answers. In my eyes, they were said to be a very powerful and magical tribe, one that disappeared long ago. These ruins look pretty old, we've seen a lot of magical stuff going on so far, and we've got a mysterious figure to be revealed. It's definitely possible. I personally want to sit on the fence with this one just a little bit longer, until we know more about who exactly is up here, and who exactly this is. I want it all to be true. I really do, but it requires more time. Overall, I am definitely on board with you here. It's just a matter of time to confirm it. Now for the fifth and final submission of the day. From user Drama Queen Biz, the depictions at the beginning of the trailer are not telling us the past, but rather the future. This idea is something that has definitely crossed my mind a good few times. These stone carvings definitely feel like a telling of the past, upon first impression, especially when you add in the cave painting shown in the first trailer. There is a sort of underlying implication that these are telling the past. However, we can't confirm that The first game worked with a prophecy, and that created a pretty cool backstory. What if this is another prophecy? Could this shot of presumably Zelda be connected to this scene of her falling? We do see malice below her in the carving, and by the looks of it, she's falling into some sort of malice. Could this carving all be a dream of what's to come? Could a new horde of monsters be something to come? Could everything we see here be telling us the plot of the game? Not the backstory, the game. It's a short and bitter answer. We don't know. There definitely isn't enough revealed yet to come to a conclusion on this, or even close to a conclusion. I wish there was, but don't worry, as it will come in due time. The first game did a prophecy really well. The sequel easily could in my eyes. It's just a question of would it? And is this a prophecy? My current take is no, but that's purely based on us not having enough content to convince me otherwise. Everything is speculative right now. I call it the age of speculation, and maybe with the next coverage on the game, my mind will be more on the side of yes, this is a prophecy. But for now, it's a no. Nice submission though, as it's definitely a possibility. And that's all we have time for in today's episode. Thank you all very much for your submissions. I actually made a second submission post for this video as I wanted to gather as many Tears of the Kingdom submissions as possible. Don't worry if you submitted something on the original post prior to the recent trailer, as I will be checking that post again going into future episodes of the series. Let me know your favourite submission of this episode, and also tell me your favourite theories and mysteries down below in the comments. It could spark future video ideas, and you will be credited if you'd like to be. Be sure to drop a wee like down below if you enjoyed, and also consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content. Both would make my day. Follow my socials linked below to keep up to date, and as always, a huge, massive, amazing shout out goes to all of my channel supporters, with a very special shout out to new supporter, 100% Zelda. Thanks a ton. I actually picked your submission before I realised you joined as a member. That's pretty cool. Anyway, your support really helps me to make these videos week in, week out, all month long, 365 days a year. If you'd like to join them and get yourself a shout upon joining and your name at the end of every video and my personal gratitude, then consider supporting via the links below. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day or night, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.